Hey everybody, how's it going? It's Alexander Williamson here with the Secret History, living inside your aquarium. How's everybody doing here? I'm glad to see that people made the live stream. I set the time this morning for 6:17, I think, and then I changed it to 6:39 or something like that. So I'm curious if anybody got the update, but probably not because everybody has had a problem with that lately, or YouTube has had the problem more specifically. Let's see here. Muppet, what's going on? Jerry made it to a live stream. Right on. Um, Robert Young, hello. Dan Butts, hello. Um, Chan Law Monkey, I like that. All right. Cool Cats and Kittens, I agree. How's everybody doing? Pete, what is going on, Pete? What in the heck time is it down in Perth? Um, all right. And Ian, hello. So, I think today what I wanted to do was answer any questions you guys have. Because I've been picking a topic and talking at you guys a lot during these videos lately, but I haven't been doing a real good job of just doing answering questions. You know what I mean? So uh, that that is something I should remedy. And if we have a lull at any point in time, I do have a lot of stuff going on, and I have something to announce, which I'll go ahead and do now before any questions come in. And that is to say that Aquatic Arts and I are teaming up again, and we will be doing a giveaway soon. So we're working on what that looks like right now, how much money we can give away, and how many prizes and all that. But it should be something decent, and it should be probably in July, Christmas in July kind of thing. Probably gonna do $100 gift certificate, and then maybe a starter kit set with shrimp and all the things you need, net, food, maybe substrate, stuff like that, for the grand prize, and then $100 prizes, maybe 1 to 3 of those, and then 1 to 5 $50 prizes, and then probably 5 to 10 $25 prizes or free shipping, like something like that. So we'll figure it out, but I've been working on that for y'all, and we should have it sorted. And it will kick off when I do an unboxing because I wanted to order some stuff from them. They've got some really killer stuff right now. But yeah, be sure to use that code, which is Secret History, all caps, no spaces. Secret History 15 if you've never used it before, and Secret History 10 if you have used it before and you've already used it up. And you can get 10% every time. But the better incentive is then that money gets put in the fund that determines how much money we're going to give away in prizes the next time. So everybody who participates, you're actually getting 10% off plus another 10%, or it's not quite 10% actually, like another 5% gets kicked into a pot, which then we are able to do free shipping and giveaways and things like that for all of those of you who watch. And so that way, when you use the code, there's incentive in using the actual code, but also in later in winning more things. So they've got some really cool stuff right now. If you haven't checked out aquaticarts.com, check out the links are in the description, but check out their crayfish, crawfish. Ooh, they've got some beautiful ones, and their shrimp right now are killer. They have some really unusual plecos too, and they've got a bunch of albino blue eye and I think some super reds, long fins, and stuff like that. I think they'll be listing them tonight if they're not already up, but they're gonna have calico and super red long fin plecos that are really beautiful. And they have them at a really good price. And I'm not sure if they're going to have both sizes, but for a while they had full grown and they are almost full grown, like 3 inches, and then 1 inch long babies too. So check that stuff out for sure if you've been in the neighborhood hunting for that kind of thing. I'm gonna flip around the camera because y'all don't need to look at me right this second, and I'll start answering the questions that folks have. But also, I'm gonna show you what's new down here in the fish room. And I'm in the process of redoing it more, and there's just some tidbits and some new critters and things like that, new plans in the works. Plus, my wife and I have been looking for houses. Money's been kind of rough really since the last 2 years since I got hit by the lightning. It's been a lot of medical bills. And so for us right now, with the interest rates as low as they are, we can get a house around here for far lower than the mortgage. The mortgage will be far lower than the rent we're paying now is in Seattle. So we're looking for that. But what that means would be some epic changes for the show, for the channel, if we do move to a place. Because one of the must-haves in the new move would be a fish room. And not just fish room, it could be an art room and studio and stuff, but long story short, I will be building a whole bedroom that will be devoted to that. So it'll be a lot better than the setup I have now. I mean, it will be a sanctuary for breeding, and hopefully I can have 20, 30, however many tanks I want that fit in there. So that's cool news. That's big news. And then the aquatic arts giveaway is big news. So that's going on. I thought because I'm on the trail of predicting things that I would toss out there that if it hasn't come back yet already, Schmovid 19 will definitely be coming back with a vengeance, way harder than it did the first time, and probably overwhelming the hospitals for real in more places this time than the first time. So you think things are sparse at aquarium shops and so forth, where things are locked down now. I foresee it getting rough again, if not, I mean, as bad, if not worse, as before, or for just as long again, which is tiring. But it looks pretty inevitable. If you believe what I said the first time, I mean, it all kind of shook out that way. Not to toot my own horn, I wish I was wrong, and I hope I am wrong. But you might want to go back and look at my video of like what you could stock up on and where to buy things, basically, that you need to take care of your fish, especially if you're raising fry or anything right now. But the good news is that a lot of fish stores did reopen, and hopefully some will stay open with the social distancing stuff. But that would mean that definitely we need people who are spawning, who are breeding fish. And I have an announcement here too, and I'll make it right now because we've got some people in here. I might mention it again later, but when I was speaking with Aquatic Arts, they told me that they would actually be very interested in any critters that you guys are breeding in the Indianapolis slash Circle City Aquarium Aquatic Club. If you're in that, definitely let me know if you breed anything. And if you're in, say, St. Louis or Kentucky or Tennessee, somewhere where it's a few hour drive for you, to Indianapolis, or if you want to ship fish and you can still find that profitable, Aquatic Arts is trying to, and they would be doing this if it weren't for all of everything going on. They're pivoting to, they're going to be spawning their shrimp all in house, and I think they're going to be doing their fish. They really want to do U.S. bred as much as possible, either wild caught sustainably or bred in the U.S. by hobbyists. So that way, you guys literally can either get cash for breeding things like bettas and corridoras and plecos and killifish, clownfish, or clown killies are on my mind, and celestial pearl danios, things like that. Anything that you're spawning a bunch of right now, if you have them and you want to sell them and you're in that Midwest area, or you feel like you can ship off, one big box with 100 fish, and you're willing to take about a third of what the retail price would be, is what most stores buy things for, a fourth to a third, then let me know and I can get you in contact with the right people. And I know I'm going to be doing that with a few species and things like that. So I just think they're a great company to support, but and I want to see them continue to thrive. So, all right, let me get to these questions now, and I'll turn this boat around. We'll look at all the new babies that are out oot and a boot after I have a sip from my non-sponsor. Probably need a sponsor for that. Did I get sunburned today? You guys think I got sunburned? All right, let's turn this boat around. Okay. All right. So first of all, let me see what questions we have. Luis Seguera, hello. Jamie Lee, Spirulina, I like that. Chara Dreamer, how's it going? It's been a while. It's good to catch you live. So check out, look at this beautiful fish. If you guys have been on my Instagram, you've seen how pretty she is. Or he is, I should say, sorry. There's females and males in here. Here's a female, and there's a male. But yeah, lots of weird combo of fish in here. Up top, let me get to that question. Oh yeah, Chara had a question. Hey, actually I have a question. Have you ever played around with Acilus aquaticus? I just got myself a colony of terrestrial isopods and wondered if you know anything about the aquatic ones. I don't, specifically. I do have experience with scuds. They might be similar. I don't know species-wise, but I like having scuds. If they occur, what the heck? One of my one of my rice fish jumped into the breeder box up there. If they occur in your water with your shrimp and things, I see that as a very fortuitous thing. By the way, here are fire and ice guppies. Remember I got that female and the male had died in shipping? Well, the babies have grown in just 2 or 3 months. And in here with the Daisy's blue rice fish, in here are also a bunch of these fire and ice guppies. So that's the guppies. There's their mom. I'm not that impressed by them, honestly, but that's what they look like. They've got the nice yellow, and then I don't know if they're going to do anything else color-wise, but that's them, and that's what they do. And you can see all my my bettas are growing out too. There's no true albinos. They're all cystic, but some of them have really beautiful silver eyes and blue eyes, and then others, like this one, has really beautiful blue eyes. But it's got that koi Nemo kind of funfetti look. Others are just very starkly white, like opalescent with like a bluish, or I mean, it's odd because it's blue and orange, the hue on his fins. On hers, we've got like green, red, and purple, but she's looking nice. And then he's got like the coolest color. It's not showing up that great right now, but just trust me on that one. Very cool looking fish. I think I'm going to get rid of these guppies here. The Dumbo ear koi guppies. I think I'm just going to get rid of them. Move on with them. Sparkling gouramis. I'm going to start breeding them soon. But this one has some nice color going on and is inquisitive up on the glass. It's kind of unusual for them. And then we've got the big daddy of the tank, the Honduran red point. You can see that red on the belly. He's just a convex cichlid is what he is. Or she is. I don't know. He or she. I don't know convex cichlids that well, honestly. I'm a dum-dum. Alright, let's see. What is the next question? So here we have my hatching station, and we've got a ton of my Snow White. What is up with that? Something's going on the side of that one. Is that its belly that we can see? It's so translucent. It looks so creepy. Weird. Yeah, it's just its belly. But these are the Snow White. They're not albino, but they're leucistic, as I said. And they've got the silver kind of cobalt eyes. And these are going to be long fin plecos. And then in here, we have some of the Corydorus venezuelas, Aeneas. And these are the slower growers. And then we also have the red cap rice fish in here. This is all in a 5-gallon tank. And then you can see we also have little shrimp all over in here. We've got the Red Riding Hood shrimp, which have just the red hood. They could be called red cap shrimp too. I mean, I don't know. They're just neocaridina. And they're just chilling, eating. Also, I'm doing the golden spiral snails. These are ram's horn snails, but they all have pink to red flesh, and then they have gold. So they're like, to me, it's like the golden ratio. I just think it's, I don't know. I think it's kind of cute. There's blue ones in another tank, but so that's what's going on. Look at this. You can see right through this pleco, and it is not a pretty sight. Ugh. But yeah, they're gonna have the long fins, I believe, too, as they get bigger. So you can see how defined those fins are, the rays on them. They'll get, as they get bigger, they'll expand. But I've got about 40 baby rice fish growing out in here, and they've just been hatching in this little separator here. And there's one Corridora hanging out here that is the Venezuela's kind. And then I moved all of my plecos that are green dragon into here. And there's more of the baby albinos in here. But the other big news, I got a bunch of bulb plants from Petco was throwing them away. So I got a bunch of bulb plants, and they're in here, and they're sprouting. A lot of them look like they're molding. It's real gross, but the fish seem to be eating it, so I'm not going to, like, freak out yet. But, yeah, so that's a thing. And there's a bunch of shrimp in here, too, that are really nice quality. Look at these guys. So, really good quality shrimp. And what I did is I traded 11 of the Corridora for them, of the ones I was spawning here. And they're just, I mean, they're beautiful shrimp. They're really nice. Painted fire red. And there should be around, I would guess, like, this is the lowest grade right here that we have. And he's still pretty good looking. But most of them are more solid. And a random blue shrimp, where did he come from? Okay, so let's see if I can turkey baste that one out of here real quick. So how's everybody doing this summer? Is everybody tubbing? Is everybody on hold because of the world falling apart? What's the atmosphere like, guys? Also, I'm breeding out once again. Oh, there's way too much food in the substrate there. You see that? When I kick up the substrate, that means that I overfed this tank. And there's plecos in it, and I think between the plecos and the what do you call them? Plecos and the bettas, that they're not eating the way they should be. They're scaring away the little fish, and the shrimp are kind of eating what they can, but the shrimp can't kick up enough of the debris to get at it. So, I mean, that's just a note. If you're, depending on what you're keeping, you always want to make sure that your fish can get to it through the substrate, like, and if they can't, you want to gravel vac it every so often. But a turkey baster will do for now. Into the mess of containers I have in here. So, right now, the other thing that's going on big time is I totally redid this tank. So this was literally, look at all this moss. This had black hair algae on it, black beard algae. It doesn't smell, it smells none too pretty, but it was all over. This whole tank was just grown in thick, if you recall, with moss. So we've pulled out all the moss. I pulled out all the moss, And then I took some trimmings from upstairs, and I got all the plecos out. I'm going to be trading the green dragon plecos to a fella for some red, super red plecos, as well as a new tank, hopefully, with the twin star light. I want to do more immersed growth of plants, so that will be going on. But you can see up here, there's a Fluval 3.0 light on this tank, and I've got all these plants down here right now. We've got a lot that I need to replant, resettle, and underneath some, see, this is just dirty blackbeard and algae filled moss, and I just want to get rid of it. I just want to, this whole bucket was filled with clean moss, so I cleaned or picked out the clean moss. And this is a 40-gallon breeder, and literally this is solid moss. Like, this is like, might as well be basketballs of moss, pounds and pounds of moss. So yeah, I had enough that I could throw away the rest. I don't know, I could treat it, or maybe put, I guess I could sick some algae eaters or something on them, some mono shrimp, but I don't think it's worth my while. So, all right, let me get back to the questions while we're at it. Let's set up on these angelfish and see what they're up to in the cribs. Generation 7, these are my Pelvicochromis and the Lacunja tinniatus, and then the Pulcher, Pelvicochromis Pulcher cribs, the big giant crib, basically. They're a hybrid of the two. So these ones are just getting their stripes, just showing their age. This will be a male, I'm guessing, with the point on the dorsal. And yeah, so let's just hang out here for a sec while I answer these questions. Ginger, how's it going? Jamie Lee. Jamie Lee says, help, please. 7-month-old moderate planted tank. As of 6 weeks ago, my strawberry and neon green rasboras started looking skinny and dying off. No behavioral changes. What can I do? My guess is that they have a parasite. They probably have some sort of worm or gut parasite. This is pretty common in those micro rasboras. And the problem is that it's common in that it spreads. So it probably was in one who was fighting it off and eating enough, and it probably overtook it at some point, multiplied in its gut, and then spread. What I would do is I would take them out of the tank if you can. I would put them into a little side tank like this, or a container. And you could start with a salt dip if you really don't want to, but if you think things are dire to the point where you think that your animals will be dying soon, it's so bad, then skip all that and just get some levamisol would be my first choice. But you could get something like Pangcure, or even like ICX for starts. That's more for external parasites. You're going to be dealing with some sort of digestive parasite, so you really want like a dewormer / something that will kill nematodes, but it doesn't hurt to help them also by giving them a antibiotic like erythromycin or Metroplex, or Furin 2. Metroplex and Furin 2 are going to be gram negative, whereas erythromycin will be gram positive. Since you don't know if they're gram negative or gram positive, whatever secondary infection they may contract doesn't really matter, but it's just kind of a preventative thing. But definitely get something fenbendazole or flubendazole, and you can get like Advantix or Canine Plus, like dog and cat, flea, tick, and worm remover, and that will take care of that problem. It's probably the whole sunken belly wasting kind of deal, and sometimes you can't do that much about it. Other times you can treat them with that and then put them back in the tank and they'll be okay to go. But it happens a lot in erythromicrons specifically too. See this? I don't need this moss has been at the bottom and just dingy for so long that it's going in the bucket too. So this is what I've been doing. But another thing I wanted to show you guys before I answer the next question is, so you see how this stuff is growing right on the leaves? There's actually a layer of cyanobacteria growing in here that, I mean, I can take the moss off manually, obviously, but there's also just a lot of problem going on here. That's just gross. It needs to, one, either be gravel vac, but it's going to take so much gravel vacuuming that it's going to really, I'd have to gravel vac everything, and then it would, you know, I'd have to fill it with water and then do it again, which I might just actually end up doing. That may be the solution. But I will probably treat this tank with antibiotics because of the fact that I can see that there are just a lot of pieces of debris. And yes, that is part of a healthy tank that's an old tank, you know, that's really cycled. But this tank hasn't had proper circulation or a proper balance of helper cleaners, so to speak, animals like snails and things. So now we're getting the blackbeard algae. We're getting on the impeller of this thing over here, we've got all sorts of just grossness. So up here you can see this algae is totally fine. This is what the little rainbow panda garas, that's that little guy that was chilling on the rock. That's what they like to eat, as well as the autosynclus and other fish in here. A lot of them do like that. The reticulated hillstream loaches like it. And so I tend to let it grow, but this is problematic right in here where I'm dripping water. And then also this brown, it may not be bad, but it could be. So I'm gonna probably nuke the tank with some, just half a round. That's all it takes really to treat a tank like this usually. Half a round of the recommended dose of I'll probably use erythromycin. I'm not going to use little fish. But see that blackbeard? This tank, rehabbing it is going to be a bit of work. So, and it's a bummer because I'm throwing out just pounds and pounds of moss. And it's not just like Java moss, it's peacock moss and Christmas moss. And yeah, so as much as that pains me, and this is what I was talking about. You see, when the leaves, if a leaf turns black like that, unless it's a Valsinaria or a hairgrass, or stargrass, those melt and turn black like that. Otherwise, though, that's a pretty good indication that you got something funky going on. Stems rotting. It's like a water rot, and that you need to be careful about how the balance of everything is in the tank. Like right here, the Kabamba, or not Kabamba, the Bacopa has a thin layer of just nasty debris and stuff. So this whole tank needs to be clean. It has the nitrates and the ammonia are at 0. So I mean, it can kind of fool you, and the water is crystal clear up top. I mean, up in here and where the babies are and things, and where everybody hangs out fish-wise, where the majority of them hang out. But I just want to take care of that. That is the worst corner, and on the other side there. But we also have blackbeard hair algae here, and you know, I wish I could just reset it all, but I don't have the heart to do that to the habitat of so many of my little buddies. This is their home, you know. And there's also, the other thing is, there are a boatload of shrimp hanging out low and hidden in here. So that is another element to consider. If there weren't shrimp and baby fry of various kinds in here, yeah, look at that. That's just not good. Look, that's all. Like, if I put that in another aquarium, it would just infect the other aquarium super quickly. I'd have blackbeard algae all over. You can see there's the cyanobacteria growing right here on the glass. So we'll have to hit it with an antibiotic. I'm not going to hit it with an anti-algae chemical. I will be using, though, reticulated algae, Siamese algae eaters for sure. They're very good at their job. If I can get some babies from Aquarium Co-op or Aquarium Zen, which are both open in Seattle now, on the weekends, perhaps that's what I will do. But also just planting more plants, not adding more fertilizer necessarily or anything, but planting more plants that are going to be sucking the nitrates and nitrites out of the water. Also, you know, then you get the phosphates out of the water, and then that really, it's the phosphates that really lead to the blackbeard algae growing really crazy like that, in my experience. Might be different in your water if you guys have real hard water or something like that. We have very, very nothing water here in Seattle. There's nothing in it. It has a TDS of 30 or 15 or 50, you know, very, very low numbers coming out of the tap. But there you can definitely see the blue and the blue-green algae. So we'll have to nip that in the bud, even though it's already established. It's already happening. It's just so much beautiful moss has grown. See this? That's the infected moss there, but there's so much nice moss to select from here that is still good that I just couldn't bring myself to just kind of flush it all away, and that's probably what I should have done. Same with the hardscape. The hardscape really is inundated with spores that are going to kick off and go elsewhere. So I don't know. I could hydrogen peroxide it too. If I do that, it'll kill whatever I come into contact with the hydrogen peroxide. I'll use a little syringe like this, and literally I can get it right into the cracks and crevices. I can put it right into the grain of the wood, and that turns into water in your tank. All right. So Tiffany B, hello. Doing the same thing, planning to find a house in Snohomish County. Nice. Yeah, we were just in Montlake Terrace on the border of Snohomish County line looking for stuff. The Novice Aquarius, hello. How are you? Everything's open around you in Milwaukee. Well, that is great. Peter Wayland, hello. Chubby Guppy. Oh, we've got wonderful people in here today. Let's see here. You spawned yourself some gold ring Danios, Tiffany? Those are very awesome fish. They do hatch very easily, and they are, yeah, they are wonderful. So, definitely. Curtis, hello. You did catch me live, which is great. Is there planaria treatment that won't kill my ram's horn snails? Thank you. There are traps you can buy. They will catch your young ram's horn snails. What I recommend you doing, if you can, if you have under a 20-gallon tank, definitely just take out all the ram's horn snails, nuke it with Pancure, and just kill all of them, or levamisole. But if you can't do that, then, you know, there are other treatments. But the main thing that I would tell you is just cut back on feeding. Cut back on if you've got shrimp in there, literally don't feed them for like 3-4 weeks. They'll be fine. They'll eat algae. They'll eat freaking, I don't know, planaria for all I know. They figure it out. And then if you do have fish, though, that is a little harder. If you can't put them somewhere else for a little bit and starve out the planaria, then what you want to do is maybe get a feeding dish or feed floating food and then clean it up, skim it off, be there while they eat. Make sure everybody gets their share, and then clean it up so there's nothing left for them to eat. That really goes a long way. Within a month, you'll eliminate the planaria. Now, there are, just like ick and other things, you could definitely treat it, but I just wanted to give you some more holistic options, so to speak. This is a darker tank, but it's sure full of life. Let's see here if we can get it. If we can get it grooving on a Sunday afternoon. Don't sing. You got a crappy voice, Alex. Um, so let's get them. So half beaks still chilling. I need to get more half beaks, but of course, because of this clown flu or whatever the hell it is, I can't find any. If you know where to get some wrestling golden half beaks, I would love to hear about it because this boy, he's lonely. He wants some friends. Uh, he's not the smartest either. He eats lots of dumb things. I see him get his mouth stuck open all the time. Also, you can see that my gold ring Danio's doing well. My banded border loaches doing really well. They had some babies. I don't know when or where, but they did. And then all of my Malawa shrimp are doing really well in here too. This is my super low light tank. And this is Rotala Macronda super red mini butterfly. Look how lame it looks when you don't have it in highlight versus you guys have seen it in my other tanks. Very boring. You wouldn't be able to know what it was if I didn't just keep track of it. It's kind of one of those rough ones that way. And same here with like the Ludwigia super red. It looks so anemic and just pathetic with this stupid $20 light that's on it right now. It's a slimline light, and I need to get something else. The Kubota, or Kubotai, as people have been saying lately, which is not correct. Kubota. Like the Kubota dealership. And then I've got the Rummy Nose Rasboras, which are finally getting their noses to rum up. So, I don't know, someone finally brought them some alcohol, or what in the hell happened. Also, the other Pandagara in here, there's 5 in the other big tank, but there's 1 in here. He doesn't get along with anyone, so Sergeant hangs out alone. That's his name, Sergeant. And here's another little betta, just hanging out. I don't know what's going on. She's gotten a fight with someone in this tank because she's got some nibbles out of her tail. She never had a big tail to begin with, though, so I'm not that worried about it yet. She seems okay. Alright, guys, so Dan says I bought 3 different types of Ludwigia. They all lost some of their leaves. Or is there... what do you need to do? They were probably just submerged versions of the Ludwigia. So if the Ludwigia... Hold on, let's hop back over here. Sorry, guys. I know I'm moving around a lot today. So those plants that were just in that tank you saw, this is literally the same plant as that one that I just said was boring. Look how bright it will get under strong light with CO2. Ludwigia, same deal. So we've got Ludwigia here. This is a Ludwigia repens red star. We've got Ludwigia glandulosa gold, and just some normal stuff. But a lot of times the leaves will melt if they were for above water and they weren't grown out. So most of those plants are coming from Florida Aquatic Nurseries, FAN. That's where almost everyone gets them. If you got it from Aquarium Co-op, or that's just probably where you got it, honestly. No matter who you bought it from. Unless you bought it from a private dealer who grew the plants at their house. Like Dustin's fish tanks, Miss Jinx, all that kind of stuff. People usually go through FAN, Florida Aquatic Nursery. It's the biggest one in the country, world actually, for aquatic plants. Dennerley's right up there with it, the one in Denmark. And there's one in Germany too. But, or maybe it's Netherlands is their biggest. What, it doesn't matter, guys. But, yeah, these leaves notoriously on the Ludwigia, they melt. They also get algae. So the only thing that's worse is crypts. Cryptocerns, they will melt like there's no tomorrow. Here, this is an underwater Ludwigia, large repens, and the red star type that I was just talking about. Look at that nice. I love the you guys can't see it, but it's lime green and peach are the colors on the leaf. Variegated. You're gonna see it better under there, I guess. But yeah, they'll melt frequently. These leaves are too big for above water, So when they're underwater, they melt because they need more area to catch more light. Also, these are twins, not quite like twins, but they're siblings, and I just love the way they turned out. They're a male and a female, and I'm just hoping they pair off eventually. But they're these like sparkly, I don't know, whatever. Pay attention, Alex. All right. I just bought 20-gallon tubs today, and just need interesting fish to breed them in, or to breed in them. Well, if you got 20-gallon tubs, I would say either get yourself some lilies if you're going to be outside or something, and make yourself like an outdoor refuge for them, either lilies or some Ludwigia mosaica, which grows in like this starburst pattern. It's red in the center and it gets green towards the outside. It looks like mosaic tiles, like ornate tiles, and that's a cool one. Nymphaea micrantha, Nymphaea minutia, which is this teeny little one here. Any of these teeny little, are there any lily pad leaves up here yet? I don't think so. The Taiwanese ones, they're great too. But then Salvinia, that's another good one here. Big Salvinia, little Salvinia, frog bit, red root floaters. I'd get something like that going in the 20 with it, or moss, guppy grass, something you can sell if you want, or use to breed, to hide the babies breeding in. And then you can get some shrimp as cleaning for the bottom. And with 20 gallons, that's enough space that if you want to go super low tech, you could stick with, rice fish, for instance. They're a great one. Or guppies, or swordtails, or platies, or mollies. I would recommend Endler's guppies or rice fish if you're going to try to do the shrimp with them. But that'll work just fine. You could also do some of the elastomas. Those are great. You could also grow some snails. These are the blue ram's horn snails with the ivory shell. There's just another variety that I'm growing different in different tanks. Like I showed you these guys, the pink and gold. And then down here we've got leopard spot ones with the long fin plecos. Oh, look, he's digging himself a nice little sandy cave. And then the shrimp that I traded for are all hanging out in here. This tank could use another cleaning, but like I said, I planted all these bulb plants, so there's going to be all these lily pads growing in soon. There's not more right back over here already, and I just put them in like not even a week ago. Nobody's eating their what they should be in this tank. I've overfed it. I'm lucky I don't have planaria. Betta will prevent planaria very frequently. The other thing, they're going to eat all your shrimp and stuff, so that's why they're not recommended heavily for that. The other fish I'd recommend in a 20-gallon a 20-gallon tub would be any sort of Corydoras with some slate. They would be great. These little fun little babies, they get spawning if you got hot water. Warm water outside or something. And they get along really well with the shrimp. I keep them with the shrimp, and yeah, they'll eat some baby shrimp here and there, but you can see on the back of the glass back there are very little shrimp in here still that are alive and kicking. So that's nice. You can also use them as grow out tanks and hatch a little more intensively in the house, and then that way you could hatch something like angelfish or rams or whatever, pistos, and then grow out from like this size up in the tank. Chubby Fish, what's up? Janice, hello. Zen Ginger. Anyone in Southern California with rice fish they're willing to sell or trade? Okay. Chan Law Monkey. Will autos help with black hair algae? No. They really only eat the green algae and the diatom algae, and they don't even do that great of a job of the diatom. Curtis says, how do you run your lights? 100% or different timers and spectrums? Usually 100% for me. I just don't have, other than upstairs on the tank at the top of the stairs that you guys know, this one with all the colorful plants. I don't run anything on special 50%, 20%, anything like that. This is just 100%. I will buy a light and blast it as high as it will go. Pretty much is my method. I just will add floating plants to kind of shield the plants below if it is a strong light. But that's how I tend to do it. Sometimes I will, if I'm breeding a specific South American or African fish, sometimes I will have a cool down period where the lights will go to, say, 50 or 25% of power, an hour when they're coming on and an hour when they're going off. But really, I just kind of do that. All right. Taya Linden, hello. Rice fish are doing well. Christy Hayes, can you put your affiliate link to the Amazon brine shrimp hatchery that you use in the description? It's your birthday today. We wanted to support you. Oh, well, thank you so much. That's awesome. I really do appreciate that. I think it is in the description. If you look below, it's called the Hobby Brine Shrimp Hatchery. I hope it's in there. And there's also a link, I think, to like some $8 brine shrimp, which is a good deal or a good amount in there. If they're not in this video, they're definitely in one of the few last recent videos, like last 4 or 5 should have it in there, I would think. But I appreciate that. Thank you. Let's see here. Jessica, hello. Igor, hello. Wilmer, man, we got a lot of people cruising through today, and I feel like I should have more to say. They are talking about changing... okay, we'll bring it in. We'll bring it in serious, guys. They are thinking about changing the import-export laws again in Brazil. And so there's a possibility that the zebra pleco could be making a new appearance in our... Right now it still does, but it's illegal. If you see one that's wild caught and in the US right now, since 2017, it's illegal. It's coming in through Brazil or Colombia, and it's coming up the river or on, llama back, horseback, whatever, ATV, and people are shipping it out that way. And then some people are spawning them in the US, and same with the leopard frog plecos and the L333s if they're not raised here. So be aware that might be changing, might affect the price. So I wouldn't go buying a whole bunch of zebra plecos at the moment. That's what I would say. I put up a video of my tanks to the group the other day. I was surprised nobody commented on my blackbeard algae. It's so small, though, growing on my red Ludwigget. Yeah, I didn't even see it, Gabriel. That's weird. Okay. Oh, you saw some half beaks. Oh, at the co-op before it closed down. Yeah, I know. I knew about them. No, and Sarah, I'm not sure. It's Kubota. Kubatai, though, is like a type of warrior, and it was a dynasty. So Kubota is a brand of a car dealership and like tractor company, but they also make pet foods. Like they're like a Granger supply company and farming supply company. And it turns out that they funded the expedition to find Kubota rasboras that they were found on. So just like the Escopii Danio or Devario, what is it? Devario Escopii, I think it is. It's also known as the Hikari Danio. So yeah, it happens from time to time. Have you used sodium percarbonate to nuke tanks, supposedly safer than bleach? No, I haven't used sodium percarbonate. I know that has another name, but I don't know what it is. That's not hydrogen peroxide, is it? No. No. Sodium, so it's salt of some sort? A salt of carbon salt? I don't know what it is. It's probably something that I'm just like, duh, that's what it is. Alan, thank you so much for the super chat, buddy. I appreciate it. That really does help. You know it. Alan has a book that he is on its way here from Europe. And we have a cool thing we're going to do with all the viewers on the channel. And so I keep track of who's in the live streams and stuff. I mean, not judiciously to the point where I'm going to leave you out if you aren't. But if I see you in there a lot, you're gonna get extra points. You're gonna get brownie points on some of these giveaways. I can put my finger on the scale by adding some extra points to your random drawing. You know, everybody will get 10 for subscribing, 100 for buying something from Aquatic Arts, another 20 for sharing a post. I'm making things up, but you add numbers for each thing, and then that's how many draws it gets in the random draw app. So I could add more entries to someone if I wanted to rig the competition, which I reserve the right to do if people are love it when I see that. Alex, do you still have some of those crypts I sent you? I see I might need a reverse send on some of those at some point. Which crypts were those, Alan? Because no. My crypts have all done really poorly lately. I don't know what is up. Something with the hardness in the water, I think, because they melted. But I do have your Logonandra Boldi, and I have a piece of it ready for whenever you want it. I've got the red and silver for just you. No one else. Sorry, everyone else. Patricia, what is up? How is it going? I hope you are doing well. Let's see here. Otter Creek. Hello. Oh, thank you, Ginger. The brine shrimp hatchery link. Sodium bicarbonate. Oh, baking soda. Duh. Why didn't I think of that name? Of course, that's what that. Me. Think. Big. Thoughts. Yeah. No. Sodium bicarbonate. I haven't played too much with it. It causes your pH to go crazy. I've added it for shrimp years ago before there were any products on the market, and I switched to cuttlebone from cuttlefish like that you get at the pet store, and I would just flake off pieces of the cuttlebone, and that would sorry, it's sweaty down here. It's hot in the fish room today. So I would do that. Also eggshells in a filter media bag, boil the eggshells after the egg's taken out, obviously. Yeah. Spirulina, using Purigen a lot to keep my tanks crystal clear. Do you think it affects the ecosystem? Yeah, it does. I mean, probably not massively, but there's a certain level of cloudiness or algae that is inherently just in water. And I would say that you're probably smaller fish and definitely like shrimp and filter feeding animals that it could. Like, you're probably not going to get any freshwater sponges growing in your tank, which is a really cool phenomena. And you guys have seen videos over the years of that happening in my tanks. But on the other hand, you don't get a bunch of crap in the corner of your tank like this that just looks awful and it's kicked up when the fish dig around, and then your life is difficult. So yeah. Oh, thanks, brine shrimp egg link also. So everything is in the chat stream, you guys. I appreciate it. Oxygen powder, sodium percarbonate is oxygen powder. Sometimes OxyClean. Huh. Yeah, I don't know enough about it then. Sodium bicarbonate, I do know about though, and I just know that it makes the pH go like a tablespoon in a 10-gallon, I think, is enough to throw it off by a whole point or something. Half a point. It's a lot. But if you have African fish, that's what they used to use to make Lake Tanganyika, Lake Malawi, or Rift River, Rift Lake settings. Remember to spade and neuter your fish. Yeah, that's right. Oh, Chevy Fish says, thanks at Ginger. Not being a mod, my listing of the link cannot be clicked. Well, thank you for trying, Chevy Fish. I can maybe make you a mod. I could make you a mod Rasad. Uh, yeah, I can probably fix that if you would like to be one. If it's something that would tickle your fancy. Um, let's see here. Let's get back around. My wife's off her little chat of getting drunk and watching, I don't know, Sex in the City. No, they weren't doing that, but that's what I imagine them doing when they have their girls' night chat. And the fact that they don't, this kind of lets me down. Huh? Oh, okay. My wife says we weren't. Racial inequality. That reminds me of frozen chicken. That is some frozen chicken, man. I know. That's kind of gross. Potatoes look good though. No, we do not have kids. I mean, I have lots of kids. They're 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, there's a dead one. No. No, we don't have kids. We do have me, and so that's like practice for kids for my wife. And then we have critters. I had a half ocelot cat named Bodie who robs banks and is an FBI agent. Oh wait, no, that's his friend. But yeah, Bodie's a good kitty, and he's kind of like a baby. He's pretty, yeah. Pretty good. Also, the shrimp are doing well up here. Check out that red leaf on that Prince Kleiner. Nice. And then also, this is the Logonodrome bullseye that I transplanted. The other piece is over here. And of course, I transplanted it. And the piece that I give away, as always, I didn't actually give it away. I just moved it. Frickin' dies. I cut a rhizome that was 6 inches long. I thought, there is no way that will die. It died. Of course it died. It's my luck. But then the Logonodrome bullseye silver here is Alan Bauer gave me that. And he got it at the Aquatic Gardeners Association meeting. And there's another cutting of it back in here. You can kind of see it back there underneath the fish. But it needs to be loved and brought back to the forefront. Also, I want these fish to spawn. Spawn. 1, 2, 3, spawn. They won't do it. I don't know why. They don't listen to me, guys. But check out the color coming in on these red cap Medocas. They're more peach cap, but you can really see it now, especially over the Goldnicea and the red star Ludwigia. It just got trimmed. And then the Kabamba Forcata Fire. Mwah. And Limnophilia bellum with the pink or purple underside and mini. And this, always beautiful, always illegal, Polysperma Rosenvig. How are your smallest Medoca at the moment? I showed you downstairs. They're like little fry. They're doing good. They're like, I mean, my newest ones in that tank were so small that I don't even know what to say. They're like little sperm. But man, I just look at this leaf. It's just so cool. And then it turns boring. It's like all cool things. When you're young, it's all wild and full of excitement, and then it gets old and boring. Also, another weird thing, my gourami. We had 2 gouramis. My wife loves the gouramis. So, of course, what happens to the things, the one fish she always loves? It always dies. It ate something, and it got all bloated. And then I gave it some a salt dip, and then that didn't help. And then it started swimming in the corner by itself, and this male just hounded her and stressed her out, and she died the other day. So now there's only 1 gourami in here. But the little rice fish, they're doing fine. There's also rice fish everywhere. There's rice fish. And then there is this stuff, which I'm not putting in my warm tanks yet because it may have the plague in it, but this is another illegal plant. This is milfoil from uh, my local lake, Green Lake. But it's pretty. It's red milfoil. It's like parrot's feather type stuff. Spreads like wildfire, and that's why it's illegal. But I mean, it's everywhere on the lake. So I brought it in, but I'm not putting it in my tanks because I'm worried that it could have some bad juju. Like it could have grown on an Indian burial ground. I don't know. Let's see here. Yeah, Kleiner Point Sword is huge now. This is huge too. Oh, are the eggs still there? Yes. So they're gonna try again, but look at all the freaking eggs. I mean, I don't know that I've seen an angelfish. Get out of the way. I'm filling your eggs, ma'am. Look at those eggs, though. There's got to be 400 of them. I counted a section, and there's got to be 400. Sergio's lurking back there. I cleared out a lot of this guppy grass. I traded the guppy grass for the red shrimp. God dang it. Cherry shrimp, the painted fire red cherry shrimp. Also, you can see the reticulated algae eater. Siamese algae eater's getting real big. Still eats a little bit of algae, but he's kind of getting over that age. So he'll need to be taken out into the barn and... No, I'm just kidding. I don't have a barn. I have a toilet. And then the cribs, she's about ready to have a baby. I mean, look at that purple swollen ball that is her belly. Also, I don't know what this plant is. It's not a nubius. It might be a homlamena. Don't know. But it's growing real well all of a sudden after years of just disappearing. So yeah. I'll show you the rice fish one more time just because you're curious. What parameters are my rice fish in? They're in all sorts of different parameters, but most of my tanks are in a 6.5 to 7 parameter, or 6 to 7 parameter. Let's say that the pH. A TDS somewhere between 100 and 300, and a nitrate level. So here's my hand. I don't know. Here's a Coke can. Pep, whatever, Dr. Pepper can. So these guys, the newest ones are maybe three weeks old since the last hatch I had. My red caps, they're really not, and then the biggest ones that I've hatched are about an inch long now. They need to come out of here soon. They're getting like the size of a shrimp, and they're gonna eat baby shrimp real soon. The eggs, there are some eggs that I collected from Mama Mia. Here I go again. Oh, there's some fry action going on here. Fry lock. Alright, what do we got going on? Little teeny baby. That's gotta be a catfish. Look at the catfish. Okay. Over here, though, oh, here we go. So here's the eggs. If we can get it to focus. These are the Medaka rice fish eggs. These eggs are about 10 days old. They have little black dots and like eyes and little spines growing in them and kind of yellowed. But yeah, each rice fish seems to have around 15 to 25 eggs, which is nuts. The platinum rice fish, not the red cap ones, these platinums up here, much sleeker. I think they may even have a wasting problem like you have with your Kubota or whatnot. Also, like there's what one should look like, a full female. But then this guy looks way too skinny, and he's got plenty of food. So, I don't know what's going on there. Also, this guy's turning yellow. I don't know if you can tell that that's yellowing, but... well, you probably can't at all. He's yellowing. And then these little fish, these are the red Sundadanio. Gosh, that's so hard to say. Axelrod, and you can also see the erythromycin and erythromycron. Man, of course I call it the antibiotic now. But they have a wasting issue too. So I've treated them. These guys are so clear though, I know it was worms. I could see the worms. You can sometimes tell if it's worms on certain fish, and this is gross, guys, but like with angelfish, you can tell because what you'll do is you put some food in the water. Don't feed them for 3 days. Put food in the water that they can't eat, and they will literally come out of fish. They will smell it. It's gross, but they'll come out of their butt or their whatever, their opening. But these are the smallest rice fish I have that were quote unquote adults when I got them. Rice fish will have babies at 3 months old, so there's no problem like of them not having babies yet. If you're getting them and they're not like these little minuscule fry, like eyeballs with a clear tail, then don't worry about it. They can have babies. They're probably only having 1 or 2. Now look at this. This is interesting. My baby endlers are eating all that grossness off that bulb there. Don't know why. They're doing it. And you can see very clearly, even though the glass isn't clean, that the orange on these raspberries, you see that orange color one that's coming towards us right now? It's coming right for us! Those are males. And then the silvery goldish ones with a little bit of green, those are the females. And those are Somfongsi raspberries that were hunted, or I mean just decimated in their natural habitat to extinction in the 70s, and then they were refound recently again. I had been feeding these guys vinegar eels and brine shrimp and Daphnia just to like really get them going. Daphnia for any of them that are about 1/2 inch or longer, like that size. But now they're all just eating flake food, just crushed flake food, and that's also what the little Corridoras are eating, and they are most responsive to it. They like it. All right. Do my angels still spit water to get attention? Yes. They also slap their tail also. So yeah, guys, I think we're probably going to call it soon. Woo! Make you dizzy. Because my wife is working on cooking some food and I'm hot. But thank you for joining me. Thank you, Alan, for the super chat. Thank y'all for using the links to the things that I have partnered up with. If you need fish, Aquatic Arts has a great selection of fish in the country right now. They really do, because growing so like locally is a big advantage. Only right now. If it weren't for the outbreak going on, they might be in a tough spot. So, all right, guys. You still thinking about making a pond on your farm plot thing? No, because we're gonna get a house. So I will be totally revamping. Oh, I'm dark now. Totally revamping and everything. Christy, happy birthday. Thank you for sharing it with me. Let's say happy birthday to Christy, everyone. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Christy. Hey, happy birthday to you. Jazz hands. All right, guys. I will talk to you guys later. Have a wonderful night. And if you have questions, a lot of times check out my older videos. There's like 500 of them, so some of them are kind of good, I guess. Some of them suck too, but I might go back and remake some of them. All right, Igor says stop. I did. It's over. It's over. We're done. Honey, say happy birthday, Christy.
Happy birthday, Chrissy.
Yeah. All right, guys. I will talk to you guys later. Take care of yourself. Like I said earlier, yourself, or you won't be able to take care of the people around you or you, and everything will fall apart. It'll be bad. It'll be big league bad. And just tremendous care of yourself and love those around you. We all need it right now. Rock on, love on, hang loose. All right, night, guys. Thanks for joining. Bye.